Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of Stimming and Stilettos with Dr. Tasha. I am Dr. Tasha. Um, and of course, as I always do, I really try to bring you the best guests to have on the show and to have the conversation with. And today is no different. You guys are going to flip out when you hear her story and when you see the other stuff that she's going to talk about. Um, because when we talked earlier, I'm just going to be honest, I was nerding out. And so I think if my audience is anything like me, you're going to nerd out too. So I want to welcome to the show Miss Lisa Randolph. Hi.
Hi, Dr. Tasha. Thank you for having me.
I
I'm so
listen.
excited.
I could not have you. Um, So, I'm like I said, I'm very excited about this conversation. As I told the audience, you know, and I know we already spoke, but at the same time, I think the audience is going to be very excited to hear all of the things that you've been through and you are up to. So I can't wait to get started, and thus I shall. All right. So, as I start every single episode, Lisa, tell us your STEM story.
My STEM story. Mine started when I was a child. I had a father who was extremely curious about the world and sharing that with me. And when I say he would take a bottle and make it a this wonderful experience, he says, "You see this bottle? We're going to turn this into a lamp."
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, "How are you going to do that, Daddy?" So I would just be so excited. And we would go into the garage and we would make that bottle into a lamp, the electrical parts, thread it in, put it together, and turn on a working lamp. And it would just blow my mind. So even from a very young child, I've been interested in how things work because my father would just take me, not just that, but so many other things he would do with me. And the world just fascinated me and how it worked.
Listen, your dad and my dad were probably friends, you know. No, I mean, so my dad was a mechanic by trade, so he was always building something in our garage. And even to this day, my dad has gone to heaven, but that we still have some of his tools. And I'm just as fascinated as I was as an 11-year-old. Um, just I go down there and I'm like, wow, I don't know what this tool does. Like, and I'm totally, just taken back to spending days and hours in the garage with him building stuff. So I get it.
and
I
it,
get
that
it.
that created like this curiosity and these concepts of trying to figure out how things work and my critical thinking skills and all that started from these little activities I used to have with my father, and I impart them on my granddaughter now.
Love
So
that.
I'm making her curious about the world.
So, okay. So where did that curiosity take you?
My goodness. So I, I'd like to tell this story about growing up in Miami, and I grew up near the zoo. And um, I used to just ride my bike to the zoo. And I was so curious about animals and the zookeepers and how they took care of the animals after hours and so on and so forth. I was just extremely curious. And but I was afraid to ask questions because no one looked like me at this, zoo.
Hmm.
And so I had had an experience with a teacher that made me fearful and afraid to ask questions of anyone who did not look like me.
Yeah.
And so all my questions just went unanswered, but it sparked a curiosity in me that never went away. And, here I am 40 years later, and I'm back into, zoology and animals and wildlife conservation and saving endangered species, which brings me to where I am with my children's book.
Mm.
So it was that experience as a child and my working with at-risk girls. I did that for 10 years in San Francisco, one of the toughest neighborhoods in the city. And I saw that these girls lacked that curiosity. And so I wanted to bring that same curiosity to them that my father brought to me, that my interest in wildlife brought to me. So with them, I used to do little experiments. We'd make rocket ships and blow them up with, vinegar and baking soda. And I used to do a lot of rock hunting, like really rock hounding. I would go out into the wilderness, look for turquoise, look for diamonds, look for topaz. And so I kind of brought that stuff back to them as well. I just wanted them to be curious about the world. And I know living in this community, you don't get exposed to these types of things. So here I am, this weirdo, this nerdy, person. and but it sparks such a curiosity in them. And that's I love seeing their minds wake up and they get that bright, look on their face when they're excited about something. I think that was more of a drug for me than anything, was to see that on their faces when their curiosity was sparked. And so when the program,
I was just going to say, I love that.
yeah.
There's nothing better
Yes.
than that moment.
There's nothing better than that look on their faces and their eyes light up when you do something new and different and something they've never seen before. And so I that just encouraged me to do more. When the program ended, we lost funding and we had to close our doors. But from that, I realized and I recognized that these children are not being exposed to science, technology, engineering, and math. And I said, what can I do to bring this back to these girls and just make them curious about the world? We tell them that they can be lawyers and doctors and nurses and teachers and all wonderful, wonderful professions, but we never tell them what they can do outside of that. And so my being exposed to wildlife when I was a girl, my curiosity about primatologists and, being in the wild in Africa and all these things. And I wanted to bring some of that to them. So here's my baby, the Wildlife Divas Adventure Team, which these characters are based off of the girls that I worked with. Their personalities. I had one who was this little math whiz. I was like, oh my God, like you're a genius at math. I want you to go on the board and show these girls how to do fractions. And, so it was an after school program. So we did homework and things like that. So the characters are based off of those girls. I had one who hacked her school's computer and changed the grade. And I was like, oh, you can't do that, but that is great. That's technology, And so every character in the book has an element of STEAM. There's a science girl, tech girl, arts, engineering, mathematics, and that's how I built the characters in this book, to act like the girls that I worked with, to give them the character traits in STEM, and I wanted these girls to know that this is about you. This is you. It looks like you. It's got braids. She's got braids in her hair. She wears glasses. She's cool. She's smart. And you can be too. And it's not a bad thing to be that way. It's not a bad thing to be curious. Yes.
Love all of that. And for a multitude of reasons. One, my heart work is working with girls and making sure that they are able to see themselves in all the ways that it matters that they see themselves, whether that's emotionally, whether that's physically, whether that's, mentally. But also, I'm a Black woman in STEM, and I really am completely interested in reproducing myself in real time. And so that means that having conversations with little girls, with the littles and with the older girls, so that they can see, hey, I did it, you can too. It is not beyond, it's not beyond you, to be an engineer, to be a Scientologist or scientist, or be anything in a technologist, to be, even if it's a graphic designer or something like that, right? It's like, it is all STEM related. And you have the mindset, the critical thinking skills, the ability, the talent, the gifting to do all of those things. And so the fact that you were able to capture that, put it in a book, and I am like, I can only say thank you. Just, I can only say
Don't
thank
make me cry.
you for doing. No, I mean, yes, to that,
It's
but
so important. It
I
is so
just
important.
think there's so few of us in general, meaning um, Black women in STEM, Black women engineers, Black women technologists, data and at data analysts, Black women in tech in general, that someone who's really doing the work to get the stories into the hands of girls so that they can see themselves early. Yes, chef's kiss.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I was hands-on in the community. So I know what they were lacking. I could see it, but I just wanted to spark the curiosity in them. And it's been like almost, well, it's going on 10 years now since the after school program shut down. But just recently I had one of the girls send me a message saying, Miss Lisa, you don't know how you influenced me. And when I say I'm boohoo crying, oh my
Yeah,
God. So she says, I still do things that you taught me. And that's it right there. If
that's
I
the
know I
best.
touched one, that's
Yeah, that's
okay,
what
I'm
you want.
crying. It's official.
Ah, no, but you know what? I mean, and I know you didn't do it for, like the accolades or the whatever,
No.
but that's why we do it, because that's one girl who, hopefully will take what you have taught her and is living a life now that she never thought possible before. And it's all because
Yeah.
you were intentional about introducing her to that world. So, yeah,
It's
you need to take that in.
and even in the story, in the book, one of the stories that sparked the entire storyline was a trip we took to a national park to go camping,
Oh,
and it's
I
in the
gotta
book.
hear this. Okay, I'm listening.
So so we used to go camping like every summer. The last few days of our program, we go camping. And so we go to Lake Tahoe and we talk about that. And we had a bear incident where a bear came into our camp in the middle of the night. Yeah, that was fun. And then and we went to it's a place called Half Moon Bay. And when I say this is one of the most beautiful places in California, it's a campground that's right on the Pacific Ocean. You open up your tent door and you're looking at the Pacific Ocean and the sun sets, and it's just this beautiful experience that the girls were able to have. And we were on the beach looking for we were just doing like a scavenger hunt, and we found a seagull wrapped in fishing line. Literally, this is the actual event that sparked the entire book. We were trying to save it to get the cord cut away from it, but we couldn't. It kind of got away from us. But that is where that story sparked, and that is exactly where this book came from. And all the adventures that came, throughout the story is from that one incident. And I was like, why can't these girls actually save animals in the wild? Why can't they do that? They can. So I'm going to write about it. I'm going to make it happen.
I
And
love it.
so I lived through this story. I lived through this story. This is me as a girl in this story. I mean, they're in the rainforest and they're flying drones to locate the animals. It's yeah.
Okay, so I have questions. So
Yes,
they are okay. So what did you major in a STEM major?
I did not, but
Okay.
I call myself a STEM advocate. I did
Oh,
not
I
major
love
in
that.
STEM,
Okay. Mhm.
but I just realize and I recognize that the future of our children depends on STEM. If they are not educated in some field in STEM, they're going to be left behind. And it's
Mm,
just plain, pure, and simple. If they are not on board, they will be left behind. It's that simple. And we see it happening right now. We see the changes that are happening in this
yeah.
country and who they're targeting specifically. And there's no way around it. In my new book I'm working on right now, I'm incorporating, making sure I put in a lot of AI, information and more technology in the storyline where they're actually using gadgets and things like that, and things that they can actually see themselves using their phones every day, So I write it so I just wanted to be relatable and easy to understand, and for them to realize that STEM is going to be a part of your life. If you don't do it, you're left behind.
Okay. So, like I said, again, I love all of this and it makes sense. I mean, you know, we have such a short time with them in terms of when they're in school.
Mm,
So for boys, it's we have until about third grade before they like shut it off. Like they've decided that school's not for them. Girls is
yeah.
about fifth grade. So if our ultimate end game is to really engage with them and get them hooked on learning, get them to understand the idea that critical thinking is really a good thing, and to use their powers for good, because
Yes.
um,
Yes.
I mean, there is ethical hacking. We know all about that, but I mean, I'm really thankful that we have people who are saying, hey, I'm going to take this bit of knowledge that I've gained and I'm going to try to expand it. I like the idea of like the book really taking some of your lived experiences, and because then it becomes like you're not writing from this sort of idea up here. It is really grounded in like, no, these things actually really happened. And I'm like
Yes.
layering it and putting maybe some of the things I would have liked to have seen happen in it. And so I'm really appreciative and I'm really grateful that you follow through on it. You know how many people I
Mhm.
know who said that I've got a book coming and then it never ends up. Um, so where I have this is a slightly well, no, it's the question. Where can people find the book if they're looking for it? Not the one you're working on.
So,
We're going to talk about that next, but this one. So,
okay. So this one, it can be found on Amazon. It can be found on Apple Books, Google Books. It's in hardcover, paperback, and ebook forms. I am. It's also on Ingram Spark, where you can order in bulk. Um, like schools or libraries and things like that. You can order the book in bulk. And on Amazon, it's actually available all over the world. It's in the UAE, it's in the UK, it's in Australia, it's in France, it's in the UK, it's everywhere on Amazon. That's one thing I give my publisher credit for is the distribution of my book. It's all over the world.
and are you
Oh,
looking to? Can you hear me?
yes, yes.
Are you looking to to be in schools or like on a teacher's reading list? Like, I mean, tell
I
me
would
what the idea and the plan is.
I would love to have this book on a teacher's reading list. Recommendations for it. Um, I love doing school visits because I dress up in my safari outfit and my safari hat, and I go and I talk about the book. I talk about my own lived experience of trekking into the rainforest to see the gorillas for myself, which is, in the storyline as well. So the walking and climbing up those mountains and those hills and that rain slick area, and then finally making it uphill to where the gorillas were. It's in the book.
Right. Okay. Well, answer. I guess I'm like, wait a minute. So when you actually did that, how long did it take?
Well, if my particular one, it took about an hour and a half of
Oh,
trekking. Yeah. And once we got to the gorillas, we have like an hour with the gorillas. And believe it or not, you have to wear like masks because they get our diseases. So we had to mask up to actually, see them and spend time with them. I had one walk so close to me. If I reached my hand out, I would have touched it. It was
oh
that close. There were
no.
no zoo cages, no, you were in their territory, in their home. You
Were
were
they?
the subject to be observed.
Oh, what were they friendly?
I wouldn't say friendly, because one lady was kicked by one of the gorillas. She got too close and it kicked her. She had a baby, so she was being protective. So
Mm.
yeah, no, it's not. It was electrifying and terrifying at the same time. It was, and they were like,
Okay.
"Oh, don't run," and I'm like, yeah, I ran and hit behind someone." So
Like, yeah, okay.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
but it was so exciting. It was. And you know what's happening too. So I tell you what happened from that experience and with the book, the U.S. ambassador to Uganda, a Black woman, her name is Natalie Brown. Um, she actually launched my book on national television in Uganda, in the country where I wrote the book, or the country the book is
Mm.
based. And I did a month tour in Uganda. I was on several different TV shows. Like, we have Good Morning America here. They have Good Morning Uganda there. I was
Yeah.
on that television show and a few other travel type shows and podcasts and things like that. And she actually went gorilla trekking. And so she got to do the experience. And now I'm seeing a trend of Black celebrities doing gorilla trekking now. So I don't know if that had any influence on it.
Maybe. I
I don't
mean,
know
it's
how
a
it works,
thing to be
but
done. I can tell you that I really want to do it because I'm so fascinated about about their life. I really
yeah.
am. And I know it's only a snapshot in a like a brief little moment, but like I think it'll be enough. I think
If you
I
do it
think it'll
once,
be
you'll
enough.
be okay. One
Ah,
time is enough.
just one time is good. One time is good.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So Robin Roberts from Good Morning America has done it. Kevin Hart has done it. Just recently, I don't know if you heard of that guy, I Showed Speed. He's got like millions upon millions of followers. This young Black guy, kid, young man, and he does these really crazy things. He's called I Show Speed. He just went gorilla trekking.
Wow.
So if I can get them on board, if I can get these celebrities that have actually gone gorilla trekking, and especially the Black celebrities, and they see this book with these Black children that are in the rainforest, being the heroes, saving the day, saving the species, maybe they'll be on board with the book as well. So,
So, question then,
mhm.
it and then I do want to talk about your next book, but I guess the question for you then is what who I think I want to ask who is the woman that you would think that you could, that would sort of be a champion um for the book. Like if you could guess, if you could have your two people or women celebrity that would, you would be like, yes, I can't wait, to meet her and have her be an ambassador for the book. If you could, who would those people be?
Believe it or not, well, one was Jane Goodall, but she's gone now. And I almost met her. I missed her by 30 minutes at an event. I just
Mm.
missed her. But Tiffany Haddish, who is, I know, like, I was like, she's a comedian, but I don't know if you know the work she does behind the scenes now. Like I had no idea the things that she does. She would be wonderful. Of course, Oprah. Oprah touched it.
Can't go
She's the
wrong with
gold.
Oprah, right?
You can't, but I've never seen her do anything with a children's book, so I don't know how realistic she is.
Mhm.
I thought about let's see, another female. Um, I think maybe Jada Smith, because Will does this whole National Geographic thing. Um, so by proxy, her. Who else?
Is
Robin
there?
Roberts,
Oh, that actually would be good.
who actually
Um,
went into the rainforest.
yeah, yeah, I agree with that. So what about uh sports figure?
A sports figure, Serena, because she has daughters. She
Yeah.
has girls that are coming up to this age. For because the book is from 9 to 12 year olds, and so it's a chapter book, and so she has two girls, and as a celebrity, if they're about, especially promoting Black businesses or Black women, period, um, I think Serena would be a powerhouse.
Okay, another question is do you have how would this book be used in schools?
So I'm trying to get a curriculum together to
Mhm.
go along with the book because it does touch on every subject: science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And I need to build a curriculum. Everybody goes, "Oh, you can do it on Chat GPT now," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I want it to be nuanced, and I don't know how to make it do that." And so it needs to be someone who actually reads the book and can take from this the lesson plans and the curriculum that would work in schools. And when I was in Africa, I went to some of the independent international schools there, and they were talking about taking the book on in classroom and having it as a must read. I wasn't able to develop that all the way, but I still have my contacts in Uganda for that. And
Okay, well,
I,
we're going to speak
it
that
should,
into being. We're
yeah.
going to speak it into being, and that, within the next year or so, you'll have that
Oh,
developed, and then you can reintroduce it or introduce
you just
it
gave me the chills.
to school. I mean, okay.
It just gave me
Um,
the chill because that is just like the ultimate is to have children learning from this book and being excited about it and
yeah,
wanting to learn more about it. So yeah.
yeah. Okay, so tell us about your new book.
My new book. So the Wildlife Divas Adventure Team. This is Saving the Endangered Mountain Gorilla, which takes place in Uganda. So I take them to the continent of Africa, and the point of the books are to take them to the 7 continents of the world, and on each continent they'll be saving a species. So they are the heroes, the heroines, and here they are saving the world. So as when they leave Uganda, they're about to get on the plane to come back to the U.S. and they get another alert for another mission. And so the next mission is to go to Australia because there's the wildfires burning out of control
Mm,
and the animals are being killed by wildfires. So now they're going to Australia and they're going to help save and rehabilitate animals affected by the wildfires. So in this book, we'll talk about climate change. We'll talk about so many different things. And part of the story is I'd like to introduce a little bit of culture. So in the storyline, one of the characters is going to get lost and she'll be found by an indigenous child or First Nations person.
mhm.
And it's going to probably be a young boy, I'm thinking. And from that point in the book, they get to learn about the culture of the indigenous people of Australia.
Yeah.
And so, I try and include a little bit of language. And in addition to STEM, I just put so much in this book. So also
No.
the 6 pillars of character.
Yeah.
Um, so I write that into the storyline. So I'm not preaching it, but the characters are expressing it. They're expressing, kindness and responsibility
Mm.
and caring and citizenship and respect and trustworthiness. So all that stuff is being integrated into the storyline as part of the characters and character building. And so, yeah, there's a lot. It's a
No,
lot.
I can't wait for it to come out,
Yeah.
and get my copy.
April, May is it's my deadline.
Okay,
So
you guys heard it
super
here
excited.
first. So you heard it here first. Okay, so two questions
Yes.
is okay, if people are looking for you and or the book, you and the book, where can they find you?
On my website, lisamrandolph.com. And if you're listening right now, you can get a free copy of my ebook to lisamrandolph.com/get my book. And you can download the ebook for free and read it. So you'll have it if you're here today.
Listen, it pays to listen, good people. And here's the other thing about this. So I will put all this information again in the show notes. So you gotta actually read the show notes. You just gotta read them. So there's that. And again, she'd also said that if you want to purchase like a hard copy of the book, and I mean like you want the physical book in your hand, You can go to Amazon and order it, and you can get it from your website as well.
Yes, yes, you
Okay.
can get it. Go on my website and you can click, and it'll take you to get the book.
Yeah. See, look,
And if you want
you
an
can just go
autograph
one place.
signed copy, if you
Oh,
want an
look.
autograph signed copy, you can
Mm,
send me an email at on my website, and I can actually autograph a copy for you. And you can order the hard copy or the paperback.
look at
And this
y'all,
is how I
just
send
getting
out.
all the benefits. Oh, love
It comes
that.
with a little mask and a little pencil and a little tag here, a little pin.
Look at, I mean, y'all are getting all the benefits. See,
They're getting all
good,
the goodies.
good listeners. Okay, so here's the last question that I ask every single guest on every single show. And it is, if you could travel back through time and just talk to your younger self, have a conversation with her,
Oh
what
my
advice would you give her and why?
goodness. I think about this all the time. It's why I do the work that I do. I would tell her that no one person can stop you from being the thing that you are supposed to be.
Mhm.
It stopped me because I was intimidated by this other persuasion person. I don't even want to say it out loud.
Mhm.
And I let that take that dream away from me of being a zoologist as a child. That's what I wanted to do. And because I was so intimidated, that stopped me. Took me 45 years to get back to what I love.
Oh,
And so I would tell that young girl, there is nothing and no one that can stand in your way with the things that you want to do in life. You can excel and do anything and become anything you want.
love that.
Yes.
I love that. And I hope that whoever is listening really can get that message through what Lisa has said, but just, in general, through all of the episodes that we've had where there's nothing that can stop you from literally, if it's in
Nothing.
you to do, you will find a way to do it. That I know to be true, 100%.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you, Lisa, for coming on to just show us that perseverance pays off. It may not look like what you think it looks like, um, but you are exactly where it is that you need to be. I
Yes.
cannot wait to get my autograph copy.
Yes. 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 Yes, ma'am.
I'm just a little bit biased. I can't wait to get my copy of the book, and I am definitely wanting you to come back on when your new release comes out so we can
I would
celebrate
love to.
it. And we can
I would
talk it
love
all
it.
the way through and I need all the details and the deets and all that
And
stuff.
hopefully it includes a trip to Australia too. So that's what I'm
Listen,
working on it.
put it out there and let's see what happens. Okay. I
Yes.
love that. All right. Well, thank you so much for being amenable to being a guest on the show. I don't take it lightly that you said yes. So I am eternally grateful. Um,
So am I. My absolute pleasure. Absolutely.
and to my listeners, I love you. And as I end every show, I really need you guys to keep yourselves well, in good spirits, and safe.